Tesla nerd and enthusiast, and today Michael had some questions about Teslas and what they're all about, so I'm here to tell you guys. This is a Tesla Model 3 long-range dual motor. It's the badge you see in the back. I know Mike had some questions about that. Dual motors, basically, there's a one motor, electric motor for each axle. You know, obviously, you got a big old battery pack, dead center, very low in the vehicle's floor there. But you know, one of the coolest things about electric cars is that it's actually easier, rather than doing a big old driveline tunnel to send power to the other wheels like we're used to in most cars. It's actually easier, cheaper, lighter to just put a separate motor on each axle. That way you get way better all-wheel drive, way better power and handling, and just better packaging. You know, you don't have a big old driveline tunnel to hide somewhere in the middle of the car.
Okay.
Of course, Teslas do a lot of cool tricks. One of the best things about them is that, you know, they're almost kind of like a rolling computer. You know, I've owned a Tesla myself for several years, and one of the coolest things about them is that they update over time. If you look inside, you can see, of course, that is your main control unit. And in fact, that little dialog box that's popped up right there is saying that the car is ready for a software update. And just like you know, your cell phone or your iPad or your computer, your Tesla gets better over time and expands its capabilities. So, you know, like a couple years ago, they did a free software update that increased both the range and the acceleration of all Teslas by 5%, just across the board. Just everybody got it for free.
Okay.
You know, they've added in text message handling capabilities, all sorts of cool modes like, you know, car wash mode, sentry mode, dog mode, all this other stuff, so that you can just do more with your vehicle.
Okay.
In fact, camp mode too, so it can enter a low power state, but provide climate control for a long period of time inside the cabin. That way you can, you know, enjoy some rugged outdoors, but still get sleep and air conditioning.
Gotcha.
Of course, obviously one of the best things too about EVs is the space and size. Electric motors, the inverters, everything that makes them go is just way smaller than most vehicles, so you've got a lot more space, so check it out. If you look in the trunk here,
Oh yeah.
you'll see it's obviously certainly a big trunk. I know it might be a little bit dark, but on top of that, you've got a very deep sub-trunk right there.
Oh yeah.
So even more storage.
Yeah.
And then, kind of everybody's favorite party trick. Let me just, every Tesla has a front trunk as well.
There you go.
So, you know, you can see you just don't need all that much space for, you know, housing your motors and everything. Really, you know, you can see even under this little cover, that's where most of your, like your HVAC, your 12-volt battery, just to run, like, you know, all the regular car stuff on here kind of hides. So it's one of the best parts about it too. Lots of storage and, you know, deceptively large for such a small car.
Gotcha.
Set that back in for now. One of the best parts too is that because, there we go, you know, because EVs are just so much simpler than regular gas vehicles too, they require a lot less maintenance. So you might have noticed there was only like one or two fillers in that, underneath that cover there. There's really only 3 fluids in this car. Excuse me, I'm a little warm here. Showroom's a little bit warm today. There's really only 3 fluids in the car, and that is battery coolant, brake fluid, and windshield washer fluid. You know, in fact, there's no oil changes on these things. There's no real engine maintenance whatever. Basically, the battery, the entire drivetrain is just sealed from the factory. There's no reason to really ever service them. Certainly not on a regular basis. So, of course, one of the best things too about Tesla is autopilot, full self-driving, all of the, you know, various safety systems they have. If you look up front, it's kind of crazy, but these things are surrounded by cameras. There's 3 cameras right here built into the windshield. You've also got on the sides of vehicles, you can see these are called repeaters right here. You've got side cameras that point backwards.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You've got B-pillar cameras right here that point forwards and a little bit down.
Okay.
And then you've also got, of course, your standard backup camera on the back there. So, you know, using all those cameras and, you know, various, you know, like the sonar sensors, most of us are used to those for parking.
Yes, sir.
You can actually You know, the car can kind of always know where it is in relation to traffic. Obviously, they can self-drive to a great extent, and Tesla's still working on that a little bit. You know, it's still coming, but you know, if you hop on YouTube and see some of, like for example, there's a channel called AI Driver. That guy kind of shows precisely what full self-driving is doing, and basically, you can drive around, you know, really crazy traffic downtown San Francisco, and there's pedestrians going everywhere, there's cars all over the place, there's hazards all over the road, and the car just drives straight through it problem-free. So it's definitely some compilations and some mess-ups that it's done too, so it's far from perfect, but it is pretty cool. So, man, other than that, it's all I can really say about Teslas is, you know, like I said, I'm the used car manager up here at Kalidy Kia. I do a lot of appraisals. I'm in and out of kind of every different car imaginable. And we've got everything from, you know, Rolls Royces and Bentleys to, you know, Kias and Hyundais and Fords and Chevys. And I gotta tell you, I bought 2 Teslas in a row now.
Wow.
I'm a really big believer in them. It costs me about $20 a month to fuel it, and that's driving about 1,000 miles a month. Road trips are the same thing, you know. If I go out, let's say 600 miles or so there and back, if I'm like driving to Houston or something, I'm gonna spend about $20 supercharging my car the whole way there. So it's just, man, at this point, you know, unless you've got, like, you very specifically need a very specific type of car that's not available as an electric yet, you're going to find that EVs are just way cheaper to own. They're a lot more fun because they're so powerful, and, you know, yeah, they're really cool. It's totally the future.
All right. So anything else you want to show us, Michael?
Well, let's see. You know, it's good to always get a good look and see the general shape and size of things.
Okay.
You can see this front seat's pretty far back, but in your center console there, you've got, you know, wireless chargers for your phones and kind of the usual console space and stuff. There is a glove box hidden on that passenger side.
Oh, okay.
You got to open it up from the screen. And then back seat's pretty standard stuff. You can see we got the charging cable tossed in there.
Oh, there's a charging cable right here. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry for all the noise. That's our photographer getting cars moved around. It's worth pointing out too, crazy enough, that white leather looks like it stains really well. It's the same interior I have in mine. I test it for myself. You can dump a whole cup of red wine on it. It wipes right up. Doesn't do anything. It's really, really good.
Cool.
So you can see too, all Teslas in fact have a fully glass roof all the way back. It does a few things. It actually makes the vehicle lighter, makes it substantially safer too. This glass can actually support about I think it's 3 times the vehicle's weight on it. I've seen a few accidents where, like, a Chevy Tahoe is sitting on top of the car. Basically, you know, the Tesla went under this, and it's not even cracking the glass or anything.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy stuff. Of course, in terms of safety too, there's out of the 5 safest cars currently produced in the world, 4 of them are Teslas. They're just, you know, there's so many benefits to having all of your drivetrain weight so low. Basically, you know, your batteries are all down here, and then your motors are just a little bit higher, kind of between the wheels. It's pretty much impossible to flip a Tesla. If you guys look online, there's a really cool video of some of the safety organizations trying to flip over a Model X, which is their biggest, tallest car. They can't do it. It keeps going on its side and then righting itself.
Wow.
So it's, you know, safety is obviously the biggest priority on these, you know, for Tesla. And yeah, I mean, quite frankly, it's just incredible, you know, the accidents that these things survive. But yeah, I mean, I think that covers a lot of the really coolest stuff. I could probably talk for like hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around it.
Yeah.
And just filming around it.
Yeah, totally.
And then I'm gonna come back to you. So this is a camera right here, Michael?
That's another camera right there.
Okay. All right. All right. Michael, I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Hey, next time you guys want to stick me on YouTube, I'll make sure I don't work out right before coming in. And
Okay.
I'm so warm-blooded, you know.
I got you.
look like I'm just sweating like crazy. But
right.
yeah, it's a pleasure having you in, Michael.
We appreciate you, brother.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Thank you, Mike. All right. All right, this is Uncle Mike 392, and I'm out. You guys have a great day. Late.